Tonight's story focuses on a little girl. A little girl with a healing power, you might say, and an ability to time travel. I was inspired to write this after I was watching a documentary recently, and there was a moment in the documentary when there was a man who was in pain in a difficult period, and a little girl approached him with a piece of fruit out of nowhere. And he said the piece of fruit was the most delicious he had ever had, and it changed the way he saw everything. So that's the inspiration, and I really hope you enjoy this time-traveling, healing story tonight. If you'd like a part 2, don't forget to write in the comments. Also, remember, YouTube allows you to set a timer in the settings if you want the video to end at a particular point, and don't forget to disable autoplay to avoid ads from upcoming videos. Okay, let's do the relaxation session, which will take a few minutes before tonight's sleep story. I'm going to count down from 10 to 1, and as I do, allow yourself to let go more and more. 10. Feeling the support beneath you now, of the bed or the floor or the earth beneath that. Feel that constantness of the earth, our home. Feel the peace that it offers you. Feel a connection. 9. Remember, you are safe. My voice will only take you to safe places. Allow my voice to be an anchor of safety tonight as you move closer and closer to sleep. 8. The day is done. Whatever has been, has been. Whatever will be, will be. Allow yourself to really be in this moment. If thoughts arrive, just welcome them. Don't fight them. See them for what they are. Just thoughts. And then let them float away. 7. Feel into your body now. Notice any tension, anywhere you still might be holding. It's time to let go now. Maybe you're holding in your hands, in your feet, maybe in your face. Just release now. let go. 6. This is your moment. You have nowhere to be, nothing to do, nowhere to go. You deserve this moment. You deserve rest. Allow that fact to bring about more peace now. Breathe into that knowledge. 5. Witness the peace within you. It's there. It's always there. Peace lives in you all of the time. It's just waiting to be seen. Feel that peace now. 4. Perhaps allow a little gratitude now for this moment, for the simple things, the safety, the shelter you have, the ability to just lie here and listen to my voice. 3. Tune into your body again. Are you holding anywhere still? Really let go now. Release. Maybe you're holding in your belly, in your chest. Two. Begin to engage with your imagination now. Begin to be ready to be told a beautiful story and to envision all that my voice presents to you. 1. Completely letting go now. As I tell you tonight's sleep story. There once was a little girl, and if you or I were to meet this little girl, you might say that she was just a little girl, like any other little girl. But what you or I wouldn't see or know, or could possibly know for that matter, is that this little girl had lived through many ages, In fact, this little girl had helped countless people over countless years. How, you might ask? Well, let me start by telling you about one such instance, and then another, and then another, and then another. As the sun set over the ancient city of Athens, its golden light cast long shadows between the pillars of the Parthenon. A young philosopher was sitting in a quiet despair. His mind, usually brimming with ideas and questions, felt as parched as the dry earth beneath him. He was wrestling with a question that seemed beyond his grasp, a problem so profound it threatened to snuff out the fire of his once burning passion for knowledge. Just then, as if from nowhere, a little girl appeared. To the philosopher, she seemed like any other Athenian girl, perhaps a little out of place in the sacred grounds of the Parthenon, but otherwise unremarkable. She approached him with a serene smile and extended her hand, revealing a pomegranate, its skin rich and red, a stark contrast to the dry, beige stone around them. The philosopher, puzzled, accepted the fruit. As he broke it open, the ruby-like seeds inside glistened in the fading sunlight. With each seed he ate, his mind felt nourished, rejuvenated. Ideas started to flow like the streams of the river Ilissos in spring. The question that had troubled him began to unravel, revealing layers of thought that he had not perceived before. The girl watched silently, her eyes reflecting a wisdom that belied her youthful appearance. She knew the power of the pomegranate, a fruit steeped in myth and legend, often associated with knowledge and the eternal. In this historic moment, it was not just a fruit, but a catalyst for enlightenment. And as night enveloped the great city of ancient Athens, the philosopher found himself alone again. The girl had vanished, as quietly as she had appeared, leaving behind no trace but the now empty husk of the pomegranate. His heart, however, was full of ideas, inspiration, and a new-found understanding. Little did he know that this was but one of the many times the girl would silently change the course of history, one piece of fruit at a time. In the heart of medieval England, a small village was gripped by a harsh winter. The frost had claimed their crops, and the people were on the brink of despair. Among them was a young woman, Emma, whose spirit had wilted like the last autumn leaves. Now, Emma was the village's healer, but the biting cold had taken away more than she could heal. Her apothecary was barren, and with it, so was her hope. As the snowflakes danced in the icy wind, the girl appeared again. She walked through the village, unnoticed by all but Emma, who was gathering scarce herbs outside her cottage. In her hand, the girl held an apple, vibrant and lush, defying the bleakness around them. It was as if the apple held the essence of a long-lost summer day within its skin. The girl offered the apple to Emma. Hesitant but intrigued, Emma accepted it. As she bit into the crisp fruit, a warmth spread through her. It was not just physical warmth, but a kindling of hope and resilience. Ideas blossomed in her mind, ways to use the scarce resources around her, to mix herbs that she had never considered before, remedies that could bring relief to her suffering neighbors. The girl, with her sweet little smile, watched as Emma's demeanor changed. She knew the apple was not a solution to the winter, but it was a beacon of hope in the darkest of times. In that moment, Emma saw not just a healer in herself, but also a leader who could inspire and rally her community. As the girl slipped away, unnoticed by the rest, Emma felt a renewed sense of purpose. she gathered the villagers, sharing her newfound knowledge, and brought about a kind of collective strength that would see them all through the winter safely. They learned to adapt, to survive, and most importantly, above all, to hope. Once again, the little girl's silent intervention had rekindled a light in a time of darkness, with nothing but a simple piece of fruit and a little bit of love. In the bustling heart of ancient Egypt, by the banks of the Nile, a young scribe named Amun struggled under the weight of his responsibilities. Tasked with documenting the complex grain distributions during a particularly bountiful harvest, he found himself overwhelmed. The granaries were full, and the organization of distributing this wealth to the far reaches of the kingdom was a puzzle beyond his young experience. One sweltering afternoon, as Amun sat in the shade of a sycamore tree, his scrolls and tablets scattered around him in disarray, the girl appeared. In her hand, she held a fig, its skin a deep purple. With a gentle gesture, she offered the fig to Amun. He accepted it, his curiosity piqued by this little stranger's presence. As he tasted the sweet fruit, a clarity took hold of him. The fig, a symbol of sustenance and prosperity in Egyptian culture, seemed to unlock a new understanding in his mind. Amun began to see patterns in his scrolls, ways to streamline the distribution, to ensure that the grain reached every corner of the kingdom efficiently. He devised a system of record keeping that was both simple and effective, turning a daunting task into a manageable one. The girl watched as Amun worked with renewed vigor, her presence unnoticed by the bustling world around them. She knew the power of the fig was not just in its sweetness, but in the inspiration it could ignite in a receptive mind. And maybe, just maybe, beyond all little girl's presence alone was something so very special in itself. She had, of course, met many people through many ages, and when one encountered her, human to human, there was something in her spirit that brought about a new sense of peace in all of the people she encountered. As the sun dipped below the horizon, leaving behind a magical sky, Amun stood back and admired his work. The distribution plan was complete. In the heart of the vast American plains, long before the modern world had touched its horizons, a Native American tribe lived in harmony with the land. Among them was a young brave named Running Wolf, known for his exceptional abilities in the wild. A mysterious illness had befallen some of the tribe's children, and the medicine man was at a loss. The herbs and prayers that usually worked held no power against this ailment. As Running Wolf sat beside the tranquil waters of a great lake, pondering over the plight of his people, the girl appeared. In her hand was a vibrant blueberry, its color as deep as the twilight sky. The fruit was rare in that region, a treasure of nature, not often found. She offered the blueberry to Running Wolf, who accepted it with a mixture of surprise and reverence. And as he ate the little fruit, a sense of calm enveloped him, and his mind, usually so focused on the tracks of the physical world, opened to the wisdom of the natural world around him. Inspired by the blueberry, Running Wolf began to see connections that he had never noticed before. The patterns of the birds, the behaviors of the animals, and the subtle signs in the plants and trees. He realized that the answer to the illness might lie not in a direct cure, but in understanding the balance of their environment. With this new insight, he led the medicine man and the elders to a cluster of plants that they had overlooked. Plants that, when combined in the right way, held the key to healing the sick little children. The tribe's harmony with nature, momentarily disturbed, was now restored. And as the moon rose high, casting its gentle light over the plains, Running Wolf turned to thank the girl, but she was gone. In her place, the night whispered secrets of the earth and sky, secrets he now understood a little better. The girl, in her quiet, unassuming way, had guided Running Wolf to a deeper connection with his world, ensuring the well-being of his people with nothing more than a small, humble blueberry. In the bustling heart of 19th century New York City, amidst the clamor of horse-drawn carriages and the din of the ever-growing metropolis, there lived a young orphan named Jack. Life in the city was tough for Jack, who spent his days navigating the crowded streets, doing odd jobs for pennies to survive. The city was a maze of opportunities, but also a maze of challenges for a boy with no guidance. One chilly autumn evening, as Jack huddled in an alley, the girl appeared beside him. In her hand was a bright orange, a stark contrast to the grey buildings and smoggy skies of the industrial city. Jack had never seen an orange before. The fruit seemed to carry with it the warmth and brightness of a sun that was often hidden behind the city's towering structures. She handed the orange to Jack, who accepted it with wide, curious eyes. As he peeled the fruit, its citrus scent filled the air, a reminder of a freshness and purity seldom found in the soot-laden streets. With each segment he ate, a new feeling of vitality and optimism filled him, pushing away the cold that clung to his bones. Inspired by the orange, Jack's perspective of the city began to change. He saw potential in the bustling streets, opportunities in the faces of the people rushing by. next day, he used his newfound energy to seek better work, to learn, to grow. He found a job as a messenger, a role that allowed him to traverse the city, learn its ways, and meet people from all walks of life. The girl watched from the shadows as Jack's life took a turn for the better. She knew the power of the simple orange was not in its taste, but in the hope and determination it could ignite in a young boy's heart. As the years passed, Jack grew into a man of the city, respected and successful, always carrying with him the lesson of that autumn evening. The girl, a silent guardian of fate, had once again changed a life with a simple act of kindness. In the lush, verdant lands of New Zealand, long before the modern world had brushed its shores, the Maori people lived in deep connection with nature. Among them was a wise and respected elder, Rangi, known for his profound knowledge of the stars and the stories they told. Now, despite his wisdom, Rangi faced a dilemma that troubled his heart deeply. A long-standing dispute between two sub-tribes threatened the harmony of the larger community, and a solution seemed as distant as the furthest star. One serene night, as Rangi gazed at the starlit sky, seeking guidance, the little girl appeared beside him. In her hand, she held a kiwi fruit. Its fuzzy brown exterior hiding a vibrant green heart. The fruit was native to the land, a symbol of the unique beauty and richness of their home. She offered the kiwi fruit to Rangi, who accepted it with a knowing smile. As he ate the fruit, its bright, tangy taste reminded him of the dual nature of life, the bitter with the sweet, the conflicts with the resolutions. It sparked a realization in him, a way to bring the feuding sub-tribes together. Inspired by the kiwi fruit, Rangi proposed a gathering under the stars. a night where representatives from both sub-tribes would come together to share stories, songs, and dances. It was to be a night of celebrating their common heritage under the same stars that guided their ancestors. The gathering was a success, as the two sub-tribes shared their tales and laughed together. The tensions began to dissolve. They were reminded of their shared roots, their connection to the land, and to each other as fellow human beings. The girl, her mission fulfilled, disappeared into the night, leaving behind a legacy of peace and unity. Ranji, looking up at the stars, knew that the harmony of his people had been restored, thanks to the wisdom imparted by a single, unassuming fruit. On the vast, sun-drenched African plains, where the horizon stretches endlessly under a blazing sky, there lived a young girl named Amina. She was a member of a nomadic tribe, known for their deep connections with the land and with the wildlife. Now Amina had a special bond with the animals, understanding their ways like no other in her tribe. However, a severe drought had struck the land, drying up water sources and withering the grasses. The animals were suffering, and Amina felt their pain, yearning to help, but unsure how. And as the sun was setting one evening, the girl appeared beside Amina. In her hand was a watermelon, its green striped shell a stark contrast against the dry brown earth. The fruit was a rare sight in these arid times, a symbol of life and abundance. The girl offered the watermelon to Amina, who accepted it with a mix of surprise and gratitude. As she broke open the fruit, its juicy red flesh gleamed in the fading light. Drops of moisture, sparkling like tiny jewels, eating the watermelon, Amina felt a surge of hope and clarity. She realized that she could help lead her tribe in finding new ways to conserve and source water. The girl watched silently as Amina and her tribe adapted to the challenging conditions, finding new strength and resilience. And as the stars began to twinkle in the vast African night sky, Amina looked around at her tribe and the animals, now filled with a new sense of hope. In the vibrant city of Dublin in 1962, there lived a young musician named Liam. He was a talented guitarist with dreams of making it big, but he struggled to find his own voice in the bustling Dublin music scene. The city was alive with folk music, a genre of music held close to the hearts of the Irish. But Liam sought to create something that blended tradition with the new waves of rock and roll sweeping the world. One cool evening, as Liam sat by the River Liffey, his guitar resting beside him, lost in thought, the girl appeared. In her hand was a strawberry. Its bright red color, a sharp contrast to the grey cobblestones of the Dublin streets. The strawberry, a simple yet delightful fruit, was a symbol of summer and joy. She offered the strawberry to Liam, who accepted it with a smile, intrigued by this unexpected encounter. As he savored the sweet and slightly tart fruit, a melody began to form in his mind. The strawberry reminded him of the simple pleasures in life, of the beauty in blending different flavors and experiences. Inspired by the fruit, Liam picked up his guitar and began to play. The notes that flowed from his fingers were a fusion of the traditional Irish tunes he had grown up with and the energetic beats of rock and roll. It was a sound unique to him, a blend that respected tradition while embracing the new. The girl watched as Liam found his rhythm, her presence unnoticed by the passers-by. She knew that the strawberry had been more than a snack. It was a spark for creativity, a reminder that harmony could be found in the blend of the old and the new. And as the night grew deeper and the streets of Dublin buzzed with life, Liam played his new tune, feeling more connected to his music than ever before. The girl had vanished, but her gift had ignited a flame of creativity in Liam's heart. Liam's music would go on to capture the spirit of Dublin in those years, a melody of change and continuity, inspired by a simple strawberry on a cool Dublin evening. In a little house, far, far away from here, now sleeps a little girl, cared for by her adoring family, a family that are completely oblivious to the miraculous journeys their little girl takes every single evening as she travels through time, carrying pieces of fruit.